welcome to our first ever Let's Talk About a Grosse Ile podcast. I'm Bryan Friel, the communications administrator here at Grosse Ile Township. The goal of this podcast is to sit down with members of our local government and talk about topics that are important to our island community. Today, we welcome two members of our Community Recreation Commission. We have our chairman, Chad Novak.
Hello.
And our commission secretary, Wendy Kearney.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. How's it all going?
Good, Bryan.
Thanks for giving up some time today to sit down with me and talk about probably the biggest event we have here on Grosse Ile, Islandfest.
Yes.
All right.
We are happy to be here to discuss Islandfest.
So, give us an overview of Islandfest, a little bit of the history of Islandfest, and the purpose of why we have Islandfest.
The history started at Westcroft Gardens. It was the Azalea Festival in 1984. Denise DeBosse, she was the seventh generation. Most of you know Westcroft Gardens on West River. It's one of the oldest family-owned farms in the state, if not the country. And then it moved up to Macomb Street when it outgrew that. And then in 1999, they brought the festival down here to the airport when John Rathall was running it. I myself have been running it for the past 13, 14 years, and Wendy's been involved immensely with it. Oh, and first off, I'd like to congratulate Wendy, Citizen of the Year.
Oh, congratulations, Wendy.
Yeah, congratulations for 2025.
Thank you.
And the purpose is to...
For Islandfest,
Yeah.
I mean, really to bring the community together. You know,
Yeah.
it's a great event that everybody comes together, and we have different festivities, carnival, bands, food, all that good stuff, just for all of us to just socialize.
And when it started out, they had little things like the maypole dance, which is before my time.
Yeah,
I think
well.
it's for kids running around the
Yeah, I remember the Maypole because I lived off of Church Road.
Oh,
I used
nice.
to go through the woods to Westcroft Gardens all the time.
And then when it moved down here to the airport, they had things like donkey races and different things like that. So it's really evolved over the years. Like I said, in 1999, when it was down here, it was just, well, let's see, when it was on Macomb Street, it was, would you say, like one ride? And,
Yeah, I remember as a kid, there was the ride in the bank parking lot. And, I mean, it was still a great event. I mean, it was a great event. Obviously you could go into our local businesses and, purchase things and just, again, everybody coming together, but bringing it down to the airport.
Right.
Brought a lot. It gives us a lot more flexibility.
It
too,
did
to
outgrow Macomb Street. I mean, there was a point where we were like plugging in rides and bouncy houses into the side of the bank building, things like that. So it did. I mean, there's still some a little bit of conflict with business owners, but not being down there. But like I said, it has overgrown. It's did its time down there, and now it's at the airport. We do host our parade on Saturday morning, and this year it'll be Saturday, May 31st at 10 a.m. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of parade people lined up already. I saw the applications today, so we're excited about that. And then hopefully there'll be business and restaurant sponsorships all weekend long. Islandfest things up and down Macomb Street that weekend. So.
Excellent. I know GITV will be there to film the parade this year.
Yay.
What can attendees expect from this year's event?
Well, we tried the drone show last year, which was better for the environment and veterans and pets, but we decided to go back with fireworks. So the fireworks will be back this year. Mm-hmm. We have a great band lineup. If you go to GrosseIleIslandfest.com, all the band lineups are there. We have a lot of food vendors. We have the exhibitors inside the hangar, which is, I talked to a new vendor this year, and he thought it was all outside. I says, no, you're in a 40,000 square foot airplane hangar, so you're out of the elements if there's any kind of rain, which there won't be because I've already done my anti-rain ban. So, and then the rides, obviously, every year we move them closer and closer to the hangar. I know parents are really...
It's a great setup. Yeah. It's just right where they can, buy the food, and then the rides are right out there so they can keep an eye on the kids.
Yeah, parents can enjoy a beverage and listen to some music while Susie and Billy are running around on the rides and everything. You can buy your wristbands in advance this year. Like I said, if you go to GrosseIleIslandfest.com, the Skirbic Family Carnival link is there. There's a QR code. You can read that and pre-purchase. And yes, contrary to bridge situations, which we'll get to in a minute, there will be carnival rides. So
Absolutely.
Come on down.
Yep.
Do you have any memorable, stories or experiences from past events you'd like to share? And now let's keep it you know,
Family friendly?
Family friendly here. I'm sure there's been some experiences, but
Well, like I said, the drone shows were unique. In the past few years, Max Flight brings in the helicopter rides, which are an additional $35 or $40 per person. They take you up for a few minutes, fly you around, and so helicopter rides are very memorable. What would you like to talk about the past?
Well, I would, as far as memorable, I know you mentioned you've already done your anti-rain dance, which is great, but I remember having fast track here and it pouring, and we were standing in water trying to still give our rides out. That was
Fast track was.
It was our exotic car. My brother-in-law owned the company, but it was our exotic cars, so folks could actually drive the cars with an instructor next to them. So we used to always do that at Islandfest too, which was a nice addition.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I went just in that you had like a pickup truck that took you down there to.
Oh yeah, the Raptor. Yep.
Before you drove the car, that was enough for me. Doing 80 or 90 down there.
Yeah.
yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, when for most of us, when do you really get to drive a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or whatever? And we had a trained instructor next to you that, coached you through the whole thing.
I almost lost my wig on that one. That was going that fast up that runway. So,
Yeah.
Do we have any must-see highlights or activities at this year's event that you'd like to highlight?
I would say the VIP area is always a lot of fun. It's Saturday night. You can purchase tickets at GrosseIslandFest.com. It's $60 per adult, 20 for 12 and under. It's catered from the Tipsy Fish restaurant. Am I supposed to be looking at you?
You can look at it.
And you get special seating. It includes beer and wine and soft drinks for the kids. And special seating for the fireworks show. So that is the VIP ticket experience. Also, I'd mentioned the helicopter rides and
the great bands too.
And the bands, we have
the bands
Atomic Radio, Pack and Heat, the trio of Wisteria, Holland Mercy on Sunday, Andrew Johnson. Shout out to you, dude. Props. And so those are some must-see things and do.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And of course, the carnival. I mean, the carnival for the kids. And we have such a great relationship, especially you with Skirback.
Skirback family.
So they really
how many years have they been doing it now?
A long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They do a great job.
Behind the scenes, what goes into organizing such a large event like this?
A lot of hair pulling.
Sweat, tears, a little bit of blood. I mean, I always have that picture of me, holding my hair. I always say it's a very small group doing very big things. Most of the rec commission is involved, as is Kiwanis, with helping set up everything from the pipe and drape into the hangar to, I know you and I are down there Wednesday morning chalking it out for the vendors.
And Builders Club. So Builders Club through Kiwanis, the middle school kids come out and help us set up. And then
very nice.
help us come clean up as well.
So we're always looking for volunteers. And if you go to that GrosseIslandFest.com website, there is a link. What's it called that we use?
Oh, Sign Up Genius.
Sign Up Genius. We still have spots open if you want to be at the info booth with a positive, happy, smiley face for the info booth.
Make sure you sign up for that. I know we always need volunteers. I know I've been out there hanging up curtains during work and stuff.
You have.
What are some challenges you face with planning this event? I mean, I know this year may just be its own with the bridge closure, but over the years, what are some challenges you usually meet?
COVID was a big one. That was the only time we ever canceled Island Fest was 1 year during COVID. Yeah. And then when we were coming out of COVID, we did have a festival. Is that the year we didn't have? I mean, we have gone with 2 Island Fests.
We did the blow ups. We had the blow up.
Yeah, we had bounty houses and stuff.
Which was still a great.
But we had the bridge issued then because we couldn't get the rides across the toll bridge, and the county bridge was
closed.
Yeah. So it has happened, but it was one of our most attended festivals because everybody just was, I don't want to use the word dying to get out of the house, but they were like,
they want something to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
See people.
Great.
I think that's, for sure.
Yeah.
How do you ensure this event runs so smooth on the weekend up? I know there's a lot of build up, lead up. Besides praying, I understand.
It's like I said, it's a small group doing a lot. Everybody seems to fall into what they need to do, and there'll always be glitches no matter what. With any
that's
kind of
everything.
Event, But we're one of the first festivals of the season that kicks off. I know our sister communities, a lot of them come over and attend it. So, it's just fingers crossed, a little bit of praying. a lot of positive energy and
Yeah.
that anti-rain dance.
Of course, I'll help you out. What do you hope people take away from this event?
Being part of the community.
Yeah, lots of
And-
fun. Just spending time with friends and
Yeah.
meeting new people, maybe, that you've never met before.
Yeah, or that you haven't seen in years and years. Islandfest does bring everybody from all walks of life to this event. And I think that something that stood out to me a couple of years ago were that there were two little kids that came up, and Shannon, shout out to you, and it was your kids that came up and said, Mr. Chad, thank you so much for what you do.
Yeah.
So for all the complaining and the negativity that we get from what I call the keyboard warriors that are out there, that's what makes it is the little kids that come up and say, Miss Wendy, Mr. Chad, thank you so much for doing this. And that makes all the blood, sweat, and tears worth.
I have our poster hanging at school store because I run school store at the middle school on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I've had kids come out and X amount of days till Islandfest. I can't wait to Islandfest. Are we having rides? So I mean, they're excited and they're counting down the days.
You have Gravitron. You have this.
Oh yeah,
you have
that too. What rides are coming? And I'm like,
last year, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday of the event. We're out here setting up in the front parking lot of the hangar, and a school bus went down, and all their windows were down, and the kids are going Islandfest, and it was really cool. And that you just stop and you soak all that in, and you're like, this is what it's about: community involvement, appreciations.
Absolutely.
It's awesome. So, what's the lasting impact of this event? I mean, just that community and the smiles you put on those kids' faces.
Yeah, the community appreciation, and I think people need to understand that with the carnival and the fireworks company and stuff, we have contracts that go for 3 to 4 years with these companies. If you sign up with the fireworks company for so many years, you get a certain percentage of more product. That being said, the money spent on this year's fireworks, I got a call 2 months ago. Because of the new tariffs, they had an additional $5,000 because 97% of our product comes from China.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep this happy and upbeat. So soak up the cost, and we're going to have a killer show.
We always have and I mean, the fireworks show is always amazing. I think
it's one of the best fireworks shows.
Yeah.
That's what
you see downriver. There's no doubt about it.
So,
and again, I think because of the relationship Chad has with the fireworks, they do more, and they really make sure that we have a great show. So.
And then we want to thank our sponsors too. I mean, sponsorships are what run this event. Like so many events in so many different communities. People like I said, Max Flight Helicopters, Kroger, different. Even if it's buying a $250 sponsorship or a $2,000 sponsorship, I mean that is what finances this. And years ago they were getting a nice hefty chunk from the township to throw this event, and then funding was cut a few years ago. So you have to think outside the box on what you can offer. And that's where the VIP section kind of came into play. The beverage tent, the carnival, everything is what makes it to have some money rolled over for the next year when you're dropping $5,000 on porta potties.
Exactly.
So thank you to all the sponsors. Yay. Thanks, sponsors.
Yes. Thank you.
We're on camera too, in case they're not showing that. I know a podcast has a microphone.
Well, and as you mentioned too, I mean, that money coming in, some of those bands, if we want the bigger bands, we have to book them pretty much as soon as we get out of this Islandfest. So we need that, funding for deposits and things like that. So
I had somebody reach out to me about our fall winter programs. I said, well, let me get through the next couple of weeks and we'll talk about fall and winter.
Yeah, you got to get through Islandfest first.
Yeah.
Focusing on that. Is there a way you gather feedback from attendees, after the event ends?
There was a point where one of our commissioners had walked through and asked the vendors and stuff. I think sometimes it's just with the smiles and the critics that give the best information, because you don't want to open up a can of worms. Everybody's going to say, oh, well, we need to come and you need to relay out these vendor booths a certain way, because that electrical only goes one way in that hangar, and we know how it goes. So when we have a couple commissioners, you know who you are coming at you, that they want to do it a certain way.
Well, and they usually tell you. I mean, we hear it from the kids, from the adults. Yeah. People share.
We're always open for feedback, whether it be positive or negative. That's part of the gig with anything. So.
Well, and we're always looking to improve. So is there better ways to do it?
And that leads me to the next question. I mean, do you have plans for improvement.
Always.
Oh,
I mean,
Always.
even though this one hasn't even gone on yet, and you probably already like,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
next year I hope we could even add this or do this.
Well, and I think we try to like add new things because we don't want it to be a cookie cut event.
Right.
You know, a cookie cutter event. It needs
Oh
to
yeah, I
be
think
like
you had like a disco. What was there? A
Yep.
disco one?
Oh, we brought in a tandem trailer a few years ago and made a beach out here. And people are going, "Oh, can we come swim?" No, it's literally just a big sand pit that we put a techno tent out
we
there.
had the foam party
And
The
then
foam
we had
party.
the
Yeah, I
for
remember
the kids.
The neon paint party. So,
Well, and that's something too. We try to look at everybody that comes like, okay, are we missing something for the younger kids or can we do something, you know? So
the hardest demographic is like the 14 to 17-year-olds. Other than riding the rides, they're always thinking, "Oh, we need something else for them to do." And we tried the foam party, but the little kids appreciated that more than the
yeah, well, and it was
teenagers did, so.
originally geared towards the middle school kid.
Right.
However, the middle school tended to always go to Cedar Point on the Friday of Island Fest. This will be the first year that they're not. In fact, we go May 16th rather than Island Fest. So the kids are excited that they won't miss Friday.
One year we brought in hot air balloons, but due to the wind and everything, we could barely get them off the ground. So
Right.
the visual was really cool.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
is actually behind this building is very windy at
Oh,
all
yeah.
times.
We used to have the fly-in that
Yep, we used to have the planes fly in, and there was the breakfast. I mean,
we
it,
could do a fly-in event, Janelle,
Right.
somewhere down the
Yeah,
road.
Janelle.
Maybe some.
Mhm.
And soccer tournament's still going on that same weekend?
It is, yep. Soccer tournament is coming on. The Island Cup will be held the same weekend, which is great for us because I know it starts at like 6 or 7 a.m. and those kids are sitting across the street looking at all those rides. So that generates a lot of revenue
Yeah.
too for this.
Okay.
event.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Thank you, soccer people.
Is there a way for people to stay connected and involved after the event is over?
The website runs through the month of June. So if they go to GrosseIslandFest.com,
Okay.
and every comment that goes there goes to my personal email. So
Well, and the first Thursday of every month, we have our CRC commission meeting, so folks can always come to the meeting too. They
Absolutely.
want to give feedback.
6 p.m. right here in this building.
That's right.
Second floor. Come on
We'll
down.
be down there today.
Yeah, we'll be here tonight over there.
And another thing I just wanted to mention on Sunday, Gyro will be doing their pancake breakfast too. So it's a great way to come out and support, Gyra. So they'll
So from a maypole dance to a airport event, I mean, it's grown. So 84. So we're looking at what, 84, 94, what was it, 36 years? I suck at math.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not.
We're pushing
I'm in the
40
clerk's
years.
office, so we don't do math.
So we'll be pushing 40 years and hopefully on the 40th anniversary, which might have been last year. I don't know. All right. Well,
Yeah.
it was good.
Yeah. It was good.
Wendy, thanks for coming out to do this. 'Cause
Oh,
I
yeah.
know, we're such busy beavers.
Absolutely. I want to thank both of you guys for coming out.
Thanks,
All right.
Brian.
Thanks for coming out. Thanks for talking about Island Fest. I know it's something you guys are both incredibly passionate about, and I know this community loves this event. So I'm happy we could get some word out there. About a month out from the start of it. So
Well, I just want to say if there's anybody else that's interested in being a sponsor, we are always happy to
And I'd like to
Connect
say
you.
GrosseIslandFest.com. They have the sponsor applications, the exhibitor vendor applications, and the parade applications.
Yeah.
So we promote going to their website, or you can call 734-675-2364.
Mhm.
That's the rec department's number. And Wendy and I will not be there, but somebody will be there. Gail, Zade, or Ash.
excellent. I'd like to thank Wendy and Chad for joining me today, and all of you for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Grosse Ile on our first ever podcast.
Thank you.
Nice.
Looking
Thank you
forward
for
to
having
more.
us. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Click.